Taurus, welcome to GRAYCI'S Gamut. Today we will be doing a love and relationship reading for you. Remember that this is a general reading. It is not a personal read. Take what's for you, leave the rest, but stick around long enough to know the difference. Also, it is timeless. Take the energy from when you see the read to a few weeks out. We are going to pull a Priestess of Light and then a Dark Mirror Oracle as well to see the lighter or darker side of things possibly going on within your life, within your relationships, things that you're dealing with. I feel like some positive changes that you're trying to make here. Divine Mother, nurturing, compassion, and grace. Divine Mother, nurturing, compassion, and grace. I'm looking at the fact that that's the number 37, which reduces to a 10, which is new beginnings. Beginning something new, maybe changing the way you are, trying to be a better mother, a better a better nurturer, not necessarily just mother, but nurturer. Trying to be better to yourself as well, having compassion for other people and yourself as well. It does feel like a lot of changes going on, though. It does feel like new beginnings, changes, things more positive, moving in a more positive direction here. Let's see, what else do we have for Taurus at this time? Okay, a lot of cards fell, only one is face up, so we are going to keep that. And it is Fated to Suffer. Fated to Suffer. Now, this card kind of depicts the Sleeping Beauty kind of situation, where I always wondered why she took the apple, right? She was standoffish and someone there being naive, possibly taking the apple again and again. I always wondered why she took that apple from a stranger and bit into it, right? Which put her to sleep. Put you in a, it feels like someone who you didn't know them well enough, offered you something. Like, see this piece of fruit. It's beautiful. It's the only thing of color in the picture. And it was something that you focused on, I feel. And if you look, she's kind of looking like she's standoff a little. Sorry about that. Got the glare from the computer. Not sure whether to take it, but takes it anyway. I feel like this is the situation you feel like you're in. Like, you thought that a situation was better than what you had. Better than what you were dealing with at the time. I feel like someone offered an out to a situation, possibly. Maybe you weren't exactly happy where you were, and yet, and so you took this apple, right? You bit into the apple, but ever since you've been in this sleep mode. You've been in a cutting off of your feelings mode, cutting positivity off from yourself. It feels. Choosing it again and again. Once things begin to change, once things completely change to something else, you can't always get back to where you were, right? I feel like it's about a choice that you made and letting go of the outcome of it, possibly. All right, let's get into the body of your read, Taurus. The World, another card of change, stepping in a more positive direction. I'm looking at the fact that she has like these wands on either side of her, and I feel like if she had only one in one hand, it would be imbalanced, right? I feel like this is a balance coming in. I feel like grabbing hold of the positive things in your life and walking through to another place. It's not necessarily that you have to be leaving where you are, but I feel like you're looking at it in a more positive light. taking the positive out of your situation or forcing positivity in, and not letting negativity affect you the way that it probably has been in the past, and not blaming yourself all the time for what has gone on, right? You have to blame yourself somewhat because it's about the choices you make in life. We can choose to be with certain people, or we can choose to be in a certain situation. A lot of us will be like, oh, I can't do that because of this, or I can't, there's no way I can make changes without someone helping me, when in reality, you can help yourself. It's just a matter of just getting up and doing it, right? All right, what else do we have for Taurus at this time? Knight of Wands. You want something more. You want to learn some other way of doing things. You want to see what it's like somewhere else, possibly. If you change the situation, want to learn how to change the situation, want to know how to fix a relationship, possibly. It's also about you being focused on growth at this time, and positive growth at that. Six of Swords, another card of change and moving in a new direction, a more positive direction. You have the Two of Cups in the reverse. I feel like these came out together because the Two of Cups is about possibly an offer of love or emotion, possibly being involved in a situation. I do feel like changing, and this is in the reverse, is it's probably because it's past tense. I feel like moving away from whatever this is. So moving away from possibly a relationship that was started because they approached you first. The possibility they approached you first. This may be just a signifier here. In the past, this person approached you first. This person approached you first, and what started the relationship? Okay, what started this apple being offered out? Okay, and I feel like this is you moving away from this at this time. Wanting change, and the only way you're gonna find it is to hop in that boat and take the ride, right? Ooh, we have a lot here, so we'll keep those. We have the Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck, overshadowing the read, and the Four of Wands is about house, it's about home. It can be about marriage, and it's supposed to be a more positive card, but it can also be about moving, physically moving residence as well here. All right, we have the Ace of Cups, which is a yes if someone asks something. It's also about gifts being given, abundance. Coin, look at the dove is dropping a coin into this fountain, and it's overflowing with positivity. I feel like that is what's coming in for you here. You have the Emperor in the reverse. You may be dealing with someone who isn't exactly the business type, or isn't exactly good at being a provider. You have the Moon in the reverse. This can be about secrets being revealed, something being more clear for you, showing you some things about your situation, and maybe you've seen this person more clearly now for who they are. You have the Star in the reverse. I feel like this is also about what you thought life was going to be, or how it was going to turn out, and I feel like it's not what you thought it would be. Maybe the situation, it could be about at the time, because these cards are in the reverse. A lot of these cards are in this situation here is in the reverse. I feel like the possibility that you chose a person, I don't think that they were a good provider then. You knew it, but you fell in love, and that's how it went, right? You looked at it like it was a better situation, and you were drawn in. I feel like these are in the reverse because then you found out that this wasn't all it was, they weren't all they were cracked up to be, right? Being revealed, seeing clearly now that this isn't the kind of relationship you dreamed it would be, okay? you have the Eight of Swords in the reverse, self-imposed restriction, right? Keeping yourself feeling like you can't make changes. If you took the blindfold off, you could see that you can, it's just a little puddle. It's not a body of ocean, a body of water, right? A big ocean or anything. It's not something you have to even swim in. You just got to dip your feet in a little bit and to get beyond and get to on a new path here. And you can go back or forward. There's an opening gap between the swords. Feeling like you're stuck there and you're going to get hurt no matter which way you move. It is in the reverse, so I feel like this is what's been keeping you stuck for some time in this situation with this person. You have the Nine of Wands, and this is the Wounded Warrior. This is about attempting attempts of happiness, possibly over and over in the same situation. Feeling like, look, they've got a bandage on their head. Feeling like you could have actually been physically hurt within the situation. And this is all about needing to grow from it and maybe finally figuring out what it is. Finally figuring out whether that you don't belong here, okay? And then you got this move. There's a lot of things about movement here. Changes. All right, I'm going to pull some cards for clarity for you at this time, Taurus. A lot of you are making a physical move, preparing maybe at this time, or maybe you don't even know what's going to happen yet, but it's going to come upon you that the change will be implemented here soon, that you're going to be moving away from the actual physical residence you're at. All right, okay, we have the Two of Swords and we have the Six of Swords again. This is further telling you that you have to make a choice. You're keeping yourself from making a choice. She's blindfolded here. You know that you need to make a choice, but you're trying to let yourself feel like you can stay where you're at. You can't. You're not happy there. Okay? You're not happy in the situation. I'm going to put this right up here because I do feel like you want change. You're interested in change with this Knight of Wands. You want to know what it would be like, or you could be afraid of it as well, but I feel like you want to know what it would be like to do something different, be somewhere different. And you do have the Six of Swords again. There is definitely, you're being pulled in a direction here. You may be keeping yourself from making an honoring decision for yourself and your happiness, but it has to be done. I feel like it's going to be done. The change is on its way. And I'm looking at the fact like these swords are like blocking other people out. Maybe other people's opinions on it. The change has to be made. The moving forward has to be done in a new direction. We're going to pull some more cards here. I feel like we have the Ten of Wands in the reverse. And this is this can also be about packing up your bags and moving. In another deck, it's like it shows someone with the mule with all their baggages on it, and they're walking away from something. I'm feeling like also, though, this is about letting go of some burdens, right? Things that weren't yours to... you may have been harboring someone else's stuff, right? And you needing to release it, needing to let that go. Feeling like you can't fix everybody else. You can't change the way someone else feels. And I feel like for some time, you've been making yourself feel like it's your responsibility to try to change this person to the way you want them. And if they just can't be that person, then they just can't be the person. And this is maybe you releasing yourself from that. Letting go. And this what finally makes this, you finally make the move. All right, at this time, if it resonated with you, good. If it didn't, look, we have the Emperor here flipped over while I was shuffling the deck. Then we're going to ask some questions here, and if you're still here, even though it didn't resonate, ask a question. I will pull some cards, and we'll see what comes out and how it makes me feel, and hopefully you get your answers. But while we're doing that, and while I'm trying to transition and say that, we have the Emperor that came over, that flipped over. I feel like this may be you beginning to be more focused, beginning to understand that you have the control and you can manipulate your life and your situation and to get what you want, right? To make the changes. I'm going to put this right up here because I do feel like you, if someone else can't be your emperor, if someone else isn't able to provide and everything, you can do it for yourself. You don't need them to do it. If they're not doing it already, I'm not saying that someone has to completely support you financially and things like that. But if they're not doing anything financially really for the situation, if they're, which causes stress, if they're not emotionally contributing to the well-being of the relationship, if they're not, physically contributing, I feel like you need to step up and be the emperor within your situation and make the choices that are needed here. Whether it be moving on, physically moving somewhere else. I feel like you are staying in a situation because that person wants to be there, physically live wherever it is that you're at, and you're not happy there, and you're wanting to make the move. But you can do it. You don't have to take them with you. If they want to come with you, fine. If they want to continue the relationship from a distance, you have to be fine with that, right? You can't make them want what you want. And then you have the Sun ending here. This is a very positive card. It's one of the most positive cards in the book, right? I said in the book, in the deck, in the book. But it's about happiness happening in the end here. This ending up on a happy note. Finding what makes you happy and going for it. Someone wants to know about their person and whether they'll come with them if they do leave the situation. Okay? This is going to be your answer here. You have the Hermit. You've got to stop worrying about what they're going to do. I feel like you really need to, whatever is going to make you happy, you got to honor yourself here. Okay, Taurus? You have to not be worrying about them, you need to worry about what's if you're unhappy, you got to do what's going to make you happy. And you have the Ten of Cups that came out with this. The Ten of Cups is about getting everything you ever wanted after searching for it for a very long time or attempting it. I feel like it's going to take you. It's going to take you focusing on yourself, focusing on what you want and going for it in order to get to this. They're connected. That's why they came out together. And it may be with or without this Emperor in the reverse, okay? All right, we're going to pull a Grace card to close your read here, Taurus. What else does Taurus need to know at this time? Okay. We have release. Let go. When we release our attachment to the outcome, we allow the power of grace to work its magic. Releasing yourself of the outcome. Releasing yourself of needing to know what will happen. Sitting there worrying about what may happen if you make a move makes you just sit there and think about it and you don't make the move. Okay? That's what this feels like to me. And I'm going to put it right here on this Emperor and this Sun, which are you, and the changes that are going to be made here. And what I feel like you're definitely, a lot of you are going to be making like severe changes, like total flips of the life that you have right now. All right, Taurus, that's it for this read. Please like, share, subscribe, join my community here if you want to. Have a great week. I'll see you next video.